Greetings, mysterious, instinct-driven, controlling Scorpio. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and right now I'm going to get into the June 2019 forecast for Scorpio. And I'm going to do a little tarot cards, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the planets that are transiting. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do subscribe. And watch the videos for your sun, moon, and rising. But most importantly, contact me directly for your own tarot reading and transit reading, because I think that's when you really get the most out of the cards and the planets. But these are good too. And I'm going to flip over the cards quickly and then show them to you and tell you all the positions. Scorpio, as you enter the beginning of the month, it looks like you are making a practical decision regarding a wish that you have around love and romance. So, for single Scorpios, this may be a decision you're making about whether or not to get involved in a new relationship. For Scorpios who are in a relationship, it looks like there's a big decision that you're making about a wish that you have regarding your current relationship. Maybe it's a decision about an engagement or taking things to the next level in a relationship. If you're married, it may be about a big decision for your spouse to grant a wish or something that they've been wanting for a long time. So that's the beginning of the month for Scorpio. And the basis, Scorpio, it looks like we're seeing a controlling or domineering woman who is around, she's there around the 12th. What's leaving is some heartache or pain of the past. What could come into being is the Hierophant. And this is about morals, ethics, values. It can also be about a commitment or obligation to an institution or organization of some kind. Sometimes the Hierophant comes up when we're going to have an interaction with somebody like a priest or a doctor or a therapist. But rather than that person, it could be an interaction with that institution, like a hospital or a court or a school, whatever. What will come into being is the Ace of Rods. So it looks like a new opportunity is being handed to Scorpio around, I don't know, around the 21st, it looks like. And it could be a new job offer, it could be an invitation, or it could be like a promotion or something within your job. Fears or insecurities have to do with faith and enlightenment, and maybe trusting, you know, your higher power or the divine order of things. Others see you, Scorpio. Others see you as you know, independent, doing well, handling business, taking good care of yourself. Your positive feelings have to do with the Ace of Cups reversed. So that's interesting, because that could have to do with hurt feelings or with kind of holding back your emotions. It looks like you have positive feelings about that towards the end of the month, perhaps. And at the end of June, it looks like Scorpio there may be an upset over a family matter, something that you might be feeling a little emotional about towards the end of the month. And it could also be sometimes not seeing eye to eye with your romantic partner when that comes up, but sometimes it's more of a broader family kind of thing. Anyway, that's the tarot forecast for Scorpio, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the planets now. As we enter the month of June, Gemini, the Sun and Mercury are in Gemini. The moon, Venus, and Uranus are all in Taurus. Mars and the North Node are in Cancer. Saturn and Pluto are both in Capricorn, both retrograde. Jupiter's in Sagittarius, also retrograde. Neptune is in Pisces, and Chiron is in Aries. And June 3rd is the new moon of Gemini. And if you follow me and if you watch my videos, you know that new moons are incredibly rich and fertile spiritual soil to plant the seeds of intention that we want to manifest in the material realm. And the new moon of Gemini is all about communication. I call this the writer's new moon. If you have any intentions around writing, harness the power and the energy of this new moon. If you want to start a new writing project, whether it be a play, a song, a novel, a script, a thesis, an essay, whatever it is you're writing, set the intentions under this June 3rd new moon. If you're already working on something and you want to give it new life or just keep the positive momentum going, the new moon of Gemini also supports setting intentions around that. The new moon of Gemini supports clearing up communication. Have you recently had an argument with someone, or is there someone who you haven't been speaking to for a very long time? The new moon of Gemini is a great time to set intentions around clearing up that communication. If you're having trouble expressing yourself to a person in particular, or in a certain way that you wish that you could express yourself, set intentions around that under the new moon of Gemini. Also, if you're doing any public speaking, that's a good thing to set intentions around. And Gemini rules the nervous system also. So if you have nerves, anxiety, anything like that, it's great to set intentions around that under the new moon of Gemini. June 4th, Mercury enters Cancer. Cancer is trine Scorpio, so Scorpio does well with Mercury in Cancer. Scorpio is very sensitive and in tune to people's emotions, and so you're able to navigate the Mercury in Cancer very well. Collectively, everyone is more emotional in their communication, and the focus is on Cancerian kind of themes in communication. The mother, the feminine principles, mysticism, security, protectiveness, the past, nostalgia. Memory is highlighted under Mercury in Cancer. We tend to have a better memory during this time of the year. We think about the past more. June 6th, Jupiter in Sagittarius is forming a sextiquadrant with the Uranus in Taurus. And this is particularly significant if you were 2 degrees Scorpio to 6 degrees Scorpio. If you don't know the degree of your sun, contact me for a reading and we'll do your chart and we'll do your transits. But this aspect has to do with a feeling of restlessness, possibly a feeling of rebelliousness, possibly taking foolish risks for the sake of freedom. Sometimes it can have to do with, well, it's not good for financial speculation, that aspect. I'll say that. June 8th, Venus enters Gemini, and Venus has been in Taurus, and it'll be entering Gemini June 8th. And Venus is the planet of romance, it's the planet of creativity, and it's the planet of attraction. And Venus in Gemini is communication, it's words, it's thoughts, it's ideas, it's the intellect. And so when Venus enters Gemini, you know, art and intellect come together, romance and intellect come together, attraction and intellect come together. So if you're single, you're going to be very romantically curious while Venus is in Gemini. If you're in a relationship, you're going to be connecting and bonding with your partner on a more intellectual, mental level while Venus is in Gemini. Maybe you guys are having great conversations, or maybe writing love letters, or, you know, it's very verbal and communicative, Gemini and Venus. If you're an artist, you might be finding it easier to communicate your artistic vision under this aspect. June 14th, Jupiter is forming a semi-sextile with Saturn, and if you are, let's see, so Capricorn, Scorpio forms a sextile with Capricorn. So if you're anywhere from 16 degrees to 20 degrees Scorpio, you could be feeling this aspect. And it has to do with It has to do with having a good sense, practical sense for business and for conducting life in general. And June 16th, Jupiter is forming a square with Neptune, and that's Jupiter in Sagittarius forming a square with Neptune in Pisces, and Scorpio is trine Pisces, and so anyone who is 16 degrees to 20 degrees Scorpio is going to feel this aspect. And it is about, our capacity to believe expands, enlarges. Jupiter is expansion, enlargement. Neptune is vision, but it's also illusion. It's idealism. And so you can be very gullible under this aspect. Don't buy into any get-rich schemes. Don't go following any cult leaders. Don't gamble. Don't engage in drugs or substances. You can get carried away. June 17th is the full moon in Sagittarius, and full moons in general, emotions are heightened. This is a great time to charge your crystals, all you Scorpio witches out there, so that they're ready for the next new moon rituals. And the full moon of Sagittarius highlights and illuminates issues like themes such as education, philosophy, religion, spirituality, travel, all those Sagittarian things. It's a very optimistic and jovial and positive full moon. June 18th, Saturn is forming a sextile with Neptune, and if you're 16 degrees to 20 degrees Scorpio, this will particularly have an effect on you, and it has to do with finding higher purpose in your work life. And June 21st is a big day energetically in June. It's the summer solstice. It's the day Neptune goes retrograde, and the sun enters Cancer. And the summer solstice is the longest day of the year. It's the changing of the season to summer, and it's about illumination. It's about enlightenment. It's a good time to be outside, be in nature, celebrate beautiful Mother Nature, the changing of the season, and have fun, be joyous. Neptune retrograde is something that I would talk more about on a one-on-one transit reading, because Neptune is very subtle and nuanced, and it's slow moving, and it kind of it creates a flavor over time. And this is going to be particularly significant for 16 degrees to 20 degrees Scorpios. So if you're in that range, call me for a reading. If you're not in that, if you don't know if you're in that range, contact me for a reading. We can do your chart. It's good to know where your sun is and where all your planets are. And June 24th, Jupiter in Sagittarius is forming a quincunx with the true node in Cancer. And because Cancer forms a trine with Scorpio, this is going to be affecting anyone from 15 degrees to 19 degrees Scorpio. And this is a very beautiful, this is Jupiter's expansion, and true node has to do with higher purpose. This aspect can have to do with religious or moral or educational values being at conflict with society at large, or having difficulty adjusting to social institutions. So, that's an interesting one if you're 15 to 19 Scorpio. We want to look at where it's traveling in your chart, and if it's what other personal planets it may be hitting. June 25th, Uranus is forming a quintile with the true node, and if you're 15 degrees to 19 degrees Scorpio, you're going to be really feeling this. And this is a beautiful aspect. It has to do with the expression of uniqueness with your higher purpose. So, and then June 26th, Mercury enters Leo, and we go out of the kind of intuitive, emotional communication phase that Mercury in Cancer was, and we're getting into a more fiery, extroverted, passionate, outward, dramatic, expressive, collective communication phase as Mercury enters Leo, June 26th. And that's it for the June overview. If you liked my video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, please give me a don't like, but I hope that you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share this video with other Libra